Hey, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel, My Life as a Motherless Son. I appreciate you for watching this video. And, I'm trying to build up my following. If you don't mind, click like and subscribe. Hit the bell to get more notifications of when I post a new video. And I appreciate that if you do. But what I want to talk to you about is, a lifelong journey that I had with alcohol abuse. It's a lifelong journey, and it took me a lot to try to get sober. You know what I'm saying? It took me a lot. I'm not saying this came from me being a motherless son. I'm not saying that it didn't come from it. I'm not saying it came from my mother passing when I was a young child. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that you should strive to be sober if you can. A lot of people are having trouble with alcohol addiction, and a lot of people don't really understand alcohol addiction. They really think it's something that it's not, and more light should be shed on that. It's a lot of information out here about it, but it's still a lot more information that counters the bad information. They make it seem like it's so good. You know what I'm saying? They're always promoting it in movies. They promote it on TV. On commercials. They promoting it everywhere you turn. There's a commercial. There's something talking about it. Even when you look at, you go in stores, it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But let me give you a little bit about myself and my challenges with alcohol. My challenges started a long time ago. What I used to do, I remember being in, when I was in like high school, I believe, and my dad drank, but so what I would do is when he put his drink down, my dad drink beer. He'll have like a little 6-pack of beer while he was sitting, had it sitting out. Now I grew up with a single father. That's how I grew up. My mom passed. Some things happened, which is another video. My dad wasn't there at that time, but later on he came around. But that's a whole other video. What I want to talk about in this video is my dad. He used to buy a 6-pack of beer. He would sit it down. He would open one, he would drink it while he was cooking. So whenever he would put the beer down and go out of the room, I would sneak in and get me a sip real quick and put it down before he came back. I would do that all the time. And then that led to me wanting to drink a little bit more. So then, like, I had friends that had access. I don't know how they used to get the beer, but they used to get it. And, they would buy me some too. And I would drink it. But I wasn't really drinking it heavy. I would drink it every time I was around them. But never like just at home by myself drinking. It wasn't my thing. So then it came a point where I joined the military. And that's when it really all started. I got in the military. I was drinking. When I first got to my first duty station, I remember clearly, I was there by myself in a whole nother country. I was in another country. I got stationed there for my first assignment. Had no family, nobody. So my family was the guys I met there. They took me out. Bought me drinks, bought me everything. I didn't have any money, anything like that. They really took care of me. Some good guys, there's some good guys. They really took care of me and all of that. And then, I started drinking. And at the time, I was just a social drinker. So I didn't drink during the week, during the work week. I thought it was kind of crazy to see anybody drinking during the work week at that time. I would just drink on the weekends. And that's how it was. It was just for fun. I would drink on the weekends, having a good time. And then I left there, went to my next duty station, and I started figuring out that drinking make you feel a certain kind of way. So when I had problems, if I went through a struggle, I would grab a drink, and that led to me starting to drink during the week. Now I'm drinking during the week. I'm not just drinking on the weekend. And then it got to me the point where I'm drinking every day. Then it got to the point where now I'm drinking. I'm in the military now. I'm on my lunch break, and sometimes I would drink on my lunch break. And even sometimes I would get some orange juice and pour like some gin or something in it and drink it in the morning before I go to work. These were the things that I was doing. And as time went on, it got worse and worse. I'm drinking every day. I'm getting into all kinds of problems. Drinking is causing me a lot of problems. One incident in particular, it was my birthday the weekend coming up, and I was married with children at this time. My birthday weekend was coming up, And I told the guys, I'm like, hey man, we're going out tonight. It was a Wednesday night, I never forget it. And they were like, nah man, wait till the weekend. I was like, nah, we're going out tonight, let's meet up there tonight. And then my wife was telling me, nah, don't go, you should wait till the weekend. But I didn't listen. I went out anyway. And we got to the club. I'm drinking. I got all the way, I got super drunk. And got back home. And I didn't wake up the next morning to make it to work in the military. It's not like a regular job. This is the military. So I didn't make it to work. And everybody looking for me. I finally came to work. And I had a leadership. One of my leaders was like, they saw me. They knew I didn't make it to work that morning. I came to work real late. I didn't even have a clue what time it was, really. I knew I didn't make it that morning, but I didn't realize what time it was when I really got to work. It was way past the time I should have been there. And by the time everybody knew that what had went on that night before, and they took me, gave me a breathalyzer, they went and took my blood. I was over the limit. I missed the early morning formation for physical training. I didn't make it to work call on time. And I was drunk. I was still under the influence on duty. Because when they checked me, I was still had it in my system. I had drunk so much that night before. And the long story short, that ended up costing me my rank. I was a sergeant. They ended up taking my rank and moving me back down a rank and taking some of my money and put me on extra duty. And that hurt my family because I took money out of my family's mouth. I took money out of my kids' mouth. And that was a real blow. And I had many situations that I can tell, that I'm gonna tell these stories about how alcohol affected my life and why I try to tell people to stay sober if you can. Don't be a drinker like I was. I'm not saying don't drink. If you drink responsibly, I mean, what's the problem, right? But some people don't drink responsibly like I did. I wasn't drinking responsibly. I was drinking very irresponsible, and it cost me a lot. But I'm going to share those stories. But back to what I'm saying is, you got to realize that alcohol is not as good as you think it is. It is a drug. They don't tell you it's a drug. They make it seem like it's something good. It's not like heroin. It's not like crack. It's not like methamphetamines. It's not like any of those things. Oh, this is different. No, it's the same thing. And to be honest, it's really kind of worse. Because if you're addicted to alcohol and you have to go into withdrawal from alcohol is not like withdrawal from those other drugs I just named. With those other drugs I just named, you can withdraw from those drugs and live. If you go through withdrawal symptoms, it may feel like you're gonna die, but you're not gonna die. But if you have withdrawal from alcohol, you're gonna need to go and get some medical help, depending upon how severe your alcohol withdrawals are. Because if you got real bad alcohol withdrawals, you can die from that, unlike the other drugs. The other drugs, you won't necessarily die. They can lock you in a room or put you somewhere, let you just go through the process, and the next morning you'll be fine. If you got real bad alcohol addiction and you go through those same withdrawals, they can't leave you to do it on your own. You have to have medical help because your organs and things like that will start shutting down and you'll die from it. That's how serious alcohol is. That's how bad of a poison it is. I'm not saying do those other drugs versus drinking. I'm just saying that out of those things, alcohol is the worst. But alcohol is yet the most readily available and it's legal. You can go in the store and buy it whenever you want. But it'll kill you as fast as any of those other drugs will, because it's a drug as well. It's poison that we put in our system. I just want to put that out there. And I also want to say that even with the mistake I just gave you that I made, that got me in trouble in the military, that still did not stop me from abusing alcohol and going overboard. I got many more stories to tell about it and how it affected me. I'm going to make a series on that. I'm going to make a series of videos talking about that and how it affected me. Hopefully somebody can see it and they can change themselves around and make their life better, because that alcohol is terrible and it causes so many problems and so many deaths, so many incidents that it don't make no sense, but they don't get talked about like they should. They're only talking about these other drugs and they're not mentioning what alcohol do to people. To me, in my personal opinion, alcohol is worse. You may say different, but the stats say that alcohol is worse. Maybe it ain't even my opinion. the stats say that alcohol is worse. So if you can't drink responsibly, I would suggest that you don't get yourself involved in alcohol. It looks cool. It makes you look like, you know, cool and tough or sophisticated and classy and all of that. But I'm telling you, if it ever gets you in the wrong way, it's going to be hard to come back and hard to recover from it. But you can do it. If you got that problem, I suggest you go seek help. Get somebody to help you out so you can leave it alone, because it's very, very dangerous and it just calls for a rough life. All right? I appreciate you watching this video. I got more stories to tell, and hopefully those stories can help somebody. But this is my life as a motherless son, gaining physical and mental health. Thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please hit the bell for more notifications. But until the next time, take care.